If PS Audio moves, what's going to happen to Music Room 1? Gary in Hollyoak, Michigan wants to know what we're going to do with Music Room 1 if we move, and we are moving. In fact, we are in the new space before any construction. It's just one big 30,000 square foot empty building right now. And for those that can't see what I'm doing, I am standing up in a massive room that is upstairs of the warehouse. And we're going to be building walls that go straight up to enclose this whole thing. And this area, which measures, well, I think if I remember right, it's nearly 60 feet, 50 feet across, and about the same length wide, will be cut in two to build a new Music Room 1 and a new Music Room 2, and up the stairs even further, Music Room 3. So in this facility, we'll have 3 listening rooms, which we're very excited about. So right here, and I am standing as we face it to the right, the very first room will be a little bit larger than the current Music Room 1, with ceilings that are considerably taller. So Music Room 1 right now has about 10 foot, 11 foot ceilings. These are 17, 18 feet tall, and that is really something good. The other question Gary asks, you've learned a lot in Music Room 1. You've learned how to make a great sounding room. So is it worth experimenting with new stuff? Absolutely. We've learned an awful lot in Music Room 1, and over the years that we've had it, we have a lot of great ideas. We know what didn't work, the Helmholtz resonators. We know what does work, the angled corners and the dimensions, which are pretty great. And some of the new things we're going to try in building our new rooms will be non-parallel walls and non-parallel ceilings. So the ceiling and the floor will not be parallel to each other, neither will the walls. So and this won't be extreme. It won't be one of these kind of funny house things where you get vertigo going into the thing. But standing waves are really the bane of a music room, and you want to do everything you can to achieve non-parallel walls, so sort of break up the standing waves. That's going to be a real important factor. So when you first walk up here, you'll find Music Room 1, and here we're going to have the Infinity IRS-5, just like we do now, and this will become the BHK room. So it'll have a dedicated stack of P20s, BHK, monoblocks, everything, the highest end products we make, whatever the highest end DAC we have, power plants, BHKs, that'll be sort of our ultimate room that you can walk in and say, wow, I'd like to have all this stuff, or I just want to revel in it. Next to it will be an even bigger room. It'll be longer than Music Room 1. So Music Room 2 is going to have Arnie Nudell's original IRS killer reference loudspeaker. It'll be on one end of the room, and then on the opposite end of the room will be our new PS Audio speakers. So the idea there, and I know, I've already had somebody write in and say, well, Lynn says you shouldn't, Linn, the English company, not Lynn, a girl. Lynn says you should never have more than one speaker in a room. And you know what? That's right. And I should be rich and good looking, but I'm neither. So what are you going to do? You have to make things work in a practical sense. And for us, this is our research room. This is the room where we'll have measuring equipment, we'll have a dedicated stack of both Stellar and BHK, so we can test out the first tier systems which is stellar that we have, and our ultimate tier systems. So we can listen between the two extremes on any speaker system that we want to put in here. And if you can see over here, and for our listeners, I'm looking at a set of double doors that open up into the warehouse. So when we want to bring new speakers and big giant things up here, we'll just take our forklift down in the warehouse, raise them up here and scoot them into the new facility. Make it really easy. We want to use the same equipment. So electronics are over on the side, and here we'll have Arnie Newdell's original reference system. And this is what he used to call the IRS killer. And that is our reference. That's going to be, even though the IRS 5 is the love of my life, Arnie's last system was considerably better than the IRS. So this will become our reference. We listen to it and go, okay, that's what it should sound like. It's what Arnie would have done. We go over here and we fire it up. How does that compare? And by going back and forth between the two systems, we'll come up with a production version, 3 levels to start with, that are going to emulate as close as we can, maybe better, who knows, what Arnie Newdell set out to do. So that'll be music room number 2. Music room 3, we'll talk about it at a different time. That'll be over in the sales area. And that'll be where you walk in and you see a living room. This is how a living room is going to look. And there's a pair of speakers. And there won't be a whole lot else, but it'll be like, here's what you can do without going crazy. Thanks for the question. We will talk tomorrow. Bye.